Hi guys, my name is Bruce. The cow that we're going to be milking right now, her name is Susie, and earlier in the night we milked her friend Floss. So how many of you guys are milk drinkers in the crowd? I like to see lots of hands up. Yeah, perfect. So you're going to see how we collect milk tonight. I do like to say though that because we're in an arena here, this is obviously not our normal sort of milking, so I brought along my portable milker here to bring to the arena. In our barn, there's actually a stainless steel pipeline that runs all the way around the outside of the barn, and it carries our milk into the milk house where it gets stored in a tank. We milk 60 cows, so if we were to fill this 60 times and carry it to the milk house, that would get pretty tiring pretty quick. So a couple of questions that I get a lot when we're talking about milking cows is, why don't we do it by hand? Why do we need a machine? If we were to milk Susie by hand, it would probably take us about half an hour. So half an hour times 60 cows, you're milking for a really long time. So we use this machine. It's quicker, it's more comfortable, it's more consistent in the way that it milks, and so it's going to take probably about 5 minutes. So much quicker. Another pretty common question that we get is, what does it feel like? And is this going to hurt the cow? No, it does not hurt the cow. The cow is a lot stronger than this machine is, and if she didn't want it on, then she would send it off. So something that I like to do is, if you guys want to come up and feel the inside, so this is an inflation and it's going to go on each of her teats. The inside of the inflation is a nice rubber lining. So you guys can reach inside if you want, you can feel it. It's nice and soft. And when we plug in the milking pump, it's actually going to gently massage the cow's udder. So I'll let a couple of you guys try this, and then we'll keep going on. You guys can come up later for sure and try it if you want to. But it's nice and soft, right? We want to make sure that the cow is comfortable and it's not hurting her at all. Yeah, there you go. So my cousin Cooper back here is going to give Susie some grain. So every time the cow gets milk, we give her a little extra feed just to help her make her milk. Yep, go ahead. If anybody else wants to try, I'll bring the milker back out afterwards so you can see what it feels like. So Cooper is giving Susie her grain. That's the first step in us telling her that it's time to get milking. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go in and I'm going to clean her teats off with a little iodine dip. So I'm going to dip her teats, I'm going to wipe all the dirt and maybe some straw off because Susie's been laying down in here. Actually, Cooper's going to do it for me there. Yeah, there you go. So the teat's going to get dipped. It's just going to help us clean it. It's going to make sure that your milk is nice and clean and there's no dirt or anything from her day inside there. Susie's a bit of a showboat apparently. And then the next thing Cooper is going to do is he's going to grab the paper towel there and we're going to wipe that off so that it's not left on the teat when we put the milker on. Up front there has it right, yes. This is a nice little massage to help us start milking. I'll give that to you.
Going to get the milking machine hooked up to our pump that he brought, and then he's going to show you how it actually works on a cow.
So my milking machine is just providing a little bit of air to my pump here. So the air is going to make that massaging motion, and it's also going to pull the milk out of the milking unit and into the jar. Okay, and I was telling you about that massaging motion. Listen to this for a second. So that's the pulsator that's going to be doing that repetitive, nice and steady massage to get the milk out, okay? So I'm going to put the milker on. I'm going to hand the microphone back to Carolyn here for a second. I'll be right back. Ready?
Putting the milker on, how many liters of milk do you think a cow gives an average number of liters of milk? What do you think? 2 liters? It's more than 2 liters. What do you think? 30. 30 is a lot closer. So the average cow in Canada gives around 27 to 30 liters a day. So that's a lot of milk every day.
Thank you. So if you guys can look, you can come a little bit closer if you want. The bottom of the milker is clear and you can see the white milk coming down and going into the black tube and up through our jar. Yeah, I'm gonna shine my flashlight in there, guys, so you guys can see a little bit better, okay? So you can see underneath there, the milk is coming through the plastic. Everybody can see that? Yeah. You want to try around this side or around that side? So if you guys have seen in the front, maybe just take a step back and we'll let the kids that haven't been able to see it step up.
Oh, I see the milk now.
Yeah, there you go. So another cool thing about when our cows get milked is that when the milk goes into our pipeline in the barn and goes into the tank, it actually isn't going to see open air until you guys open it at home. So the whole processing system is completely closed to make sure that the milk is nice and clean and safe to drink and healthy for everybody. So I like to ask a question when I do this. How many of you guys drink skim milk at home? Put your hands up. Not many? A couple? So a lot of people drink skim milk because they think it's healthier for them. You can actually get more nutrients from a whole milk or a 3% or a 2% milk. So you guys need those nutrients when you're growing up. Don't be afraid of that 3% butterfat because that still means that your milk is 98% fat-free. So make sure you get those nutrients in that milk. Does anybody have any questions while we're waiting for Susie to finish up?
Got one over here.
Yep. So he's asking, how does the milker work? Which is a great question. So the inflation's going to go on her teat, and the inside is going to expand and contract and massage, just like my hand would, but it does it much more steady and regular. And so the milk is going to come out and go into the black tube and then into the jar. Yep.
How much milk is in a cow?
How much milk is in a cow? So average cow makes about 30 liters of milk per day. Susie's probably a little bit less just because she's not the biggest cow, but she'd probably be 20, 25 liters per day.
Do they enjoy this at all? Or?
Good question. So he asked if they enjoy it. So a good sign of a cow being content and happy and enjoying her life is her ears are perked, her eyes are bright, she's chewing, she's eating. If she weren't happy, she would not be doing that. And actually, when we milk our cows at 4 o'clock in the afternoon in the summer when the cows are out on pasture, the cows actually come into the barn because they know it's milking time and they're excited to have their milk taken.
I thought cows produced 1 million liters.
Not 1 million liters, maybe 100,000 liters in a year, some big cows, but not quite 1 million liters. Anybody else got some questions? So before everybody scatters, I'll just say that at the end of the milking, we're going to take the milker off. We're not quite there yet because we can still see some milk coming down through the bottom. But when the milking is done, we're actually going to dip her teats again because we want to close off the teat and make sure that no dirt and foreign substances can get into her teat. So it's for her health and it's for the cleanliness of the milk too. So just in case you guys leave before the milker comes off, that's another really important step. Yep.
Where is the milk in the cow's body?
And the milk in the cow's body is all stored in her udder back here. Yeah.
So it's like a balloon. So when she's milked, it's like the balloon's empty, and then as she eats and drinks water throughout the day, the udder fills up again with milk. It's sort of an in and out thing. So you'll see
Yeah, go ahead.
cow is milked.
You have to milk her every day.
Good question. So do we have to milk her every day? We actually milk her 2 times a day. So 6 in the morning and 5 o'clock at night. Yep, about every 12 hours.